I never imagined a wedding would be the place where my own marriage would fall apart. It was one of those early summer weekends when everything seemed golden, effortless, beautiful, and expensive. My college best friend, Tyler, was getting married, and my wife, Claire, looked stunning as we left the house. Her light blue dress turned heads wherever we went. I remember thinking how lucky I was to have her. I didn't realize I was walking beside someone I no longer knew. The drive took about an hour. We filled it with light conversation and music playing low on the radio. Claire kept glancing at her phone, smiling at messages she never mentioned. I didn't ask. After 6 years together, I'd learned that silence could keep things calm. Back then, I mistook calm for love. I see now how wrong I was. The reception was held at an old vineyard estate, string lights swaying over the courtyard, a jazz band in the corner, and the kind of champagne that costs too much to actually enjoy. Everything felt easy. Claire laughed, touched arms that weren't mine, and I convinced myself she was just being friendly. When the toasts began, she said she needed to freshen up. 15 minutes passed. Then 20. A quiet unease started to take hold. I tried to ignore it, to not be that kind of husband, the suspicious one. But when the band began a slow song we used to dance to, my eyes automatically searched the crowd. She was nowhere in sight. I stepped outside to call her, and that's when I saw them, by the side garden, under the soft glow of a terrace light. Claire was standing too close to a man I didn't recognize at first. Then it hit me. Ryan, her ex from college. The one she once described as a foolish mistake from her past. They were talking quietly, laughing in a way that carried history. Then she reached up and fixed his tie, the kind of small, intimate gesture that only happens when two people have once belonged to each other. He leaned in, whispered something, and she didn't move away. The distance between them vanished, and so did the noise of the world around me. People often describe anger as something that burns. Mine froze everything solid. I stood there for maybe 5 seconds, long enough to know everything had changed. Long enough to feel something inside me close for good. I didn't yell or make a scene. I just turned around, went back inside, and poured a glass of whiskey that tasted like metal. 15 minutes later, she returned, her face glowing, pretending everything was normal. I ran into someone from college, she said casually, as if I hadn't just watched her rewrite our story in a single careless moment. I smiled and replied, "That must have been nice." She hesitated, waiting for me to crack, but I didn't. I think that quiet unsettled her more than any outburst could have. The rest of the night, I played the role. I laughed, I danced, I toasted the couple. No one could tell that, inside, I was already detaching piece by piece. Betrayal didn't make me lose my mind, it made me see everything clearly. Love without respect isn't love at all. It's pity. When we got home, I told her I was tired and went straight to the guest room. She didn't question it. Maybe she thought I'd had too much to drink. I hadn't. I stayed awake all night, replaying that moment beneath the terrace until it turned into a scene I could manipulate. I paused it, rewound it, examined every frame. By morning I had clarity. While she showered, I quietly moved half of our savings into a separate account and sent an email to our lawyer, the one who had managed our mortgage. I wasn't filing for divorce, not yet. I just wanted to be prepared, in case. I left for work without a word. She sent me a heart emoji at lunch. I ignored it. Over the next several days, I became a ghost wearing my own face. I smiled, but nothing behind it was real. I didn't confront her. I wanted her to feel something sharper than anger, uncertainty. I stayed late at the office, hit the gym afterward, kept my phone flipped over. I knew she'd feel the shift, the coldness. Silence unsettles people who've done wrong. It echoes their guilt back at them. A week later, she broke first. At dinner, she said carefully, "You've been quiet lately. Did I do something?" I looked up, calm and steady. "You tell me." Her expression faltered, fear flickering in her eyes. "Next time you meet Ryan," I said softly, "don't do it at a wedding." Her fork slipped. The metallic clatter against the plate sounded final. She tried to speak, denials, excuses, but I kept eating. No shouting, no accusations. When I finished, I stood and said, "I hope he was worth the look on your face right now." Then I walked out. That night I checked into a hotel. The next day, I started searching for a new place to live. I didn't post online, didn't tell anyone, didn't stir up drama. I just disappeared from her routine. She called, texted, begged to talk. I ignored her for 3 days. When I finally met her at the cafe she chose, she looked wrecked, mascara smudged, voice trembling. "It was a mistake," she said. "Nothing happened." I nodded. Maybe. But something had broken, and it wasn't just the marriage certificate, it was respect. She reached for my hand, and I drew it back. "I'm not walking away because I'm angry," I told her. "I'm walking away so you remember the silence. The same silence you gave me every time I asked if you were happy." She cried. I didn't. I paid for her coffee, stood, and said, "You'll realize what you lost when no one looks at you the way I did." Then I left her there, staring at the door as if hoping I'd walk back through it. Months later, I heard she tried to rewrite the story, reaching out to mutual friends, saying I'd overreacted. Most didn't believe her. They knew. The sympathy she expected never came. Instead, people drifted away. Her regret arrived quietly, wrapped in the same silence I'd given her. As for me, I moved into a small downtown apartment. Started running again. Learned that quiet can be peaceful, not lonely. Sometimes I still think of that wedding night, but it doesn't sting anymore. It just reminds me that endings can come dressed in formal wear and false smiles. If she ever wonders why I left without shouting, I hope she finally understands. I didn't leave to hurt her. I left to protect the part of myself she stopped seeing.